Good morning, YouTube. It's 7:23. I'm a little bit behind on making this video. So about 10 years ago, I started training in parkour and free running. It taught me many different lessons about myself, my confidence, my physical ability. But one thing I did not expect to learn from it was the relationship I have with the things that I own. I read an article on Brang Mag, which is a blog that covers parkour related topics. They had reposted an article called The Fixer's Manifesto, and I was intrigued by the title. I decided to read into it, and it talked about how fixing things is the unsung hero of creativity. What this means is, rather than seeking to replace everything that no longer functions optimally, you can restore its original function through your own creativity. I've had to implement this in parkour, in filmmaking, in acting, through paintball. There's this running joke at the school I teach at. The students say, "Mr. Alex, why haven't you replaced your shoes? You've been wearing the same shoes for 100 years. And I tell them, well, the shoes still work, so I still use them. Even if they don't quite look the part. To be fair, they're probably right. I do need to get new shoes because they are starting to wear down pretty badly. Let me give you another example. Let me go grab it. My kendama has definitely seen better days. You guys look closely, you can see all the little sort of scratches on it from the minutes of practice. Probably a year ago, I picked it up for the first time in a while, and I tried to play with it. After a couple swings, the string broke clean off. But I decided I'm not just gonna go out and buy a new kendama. I'm gonna figure out how to fix this. I tried just tying the string back together. You see how well that worked out. It actually broke in a different place. What I think I'm actually gonna do is just use it as is. Take the string out completely and practice with no string. I've seen plenty of practitioners do this. Obviously, it's much more challenging, but if I wanna level up my skill or ability, then eventually I have to do it with no string, right? And I think this all comes down to a manner of perspective. I could look at the situation as, oh no, my kendama is broken. Now I have to go get a new one. How inconvenient. Or I can look at it as things aren't going as planned. How am I going to adjust to this situation? And that is where creativity comes into play. Your creativity will determine how you go about attempting to fix the situation with the resources that you have. There are many aspects of life where this mindset could come in handy. And really, it just comes down to perspective. Can you work with the tools you have? Stretch them for as long as you can? When something is brand new, there's not really a story behind it. There's no scuff marks, there's no scratches, there's no tears, there's no rips. That item hasn't necessarily proven itself. Now, I realize that sounds kind of silly. We're talking about inanimate objects. We're actually also talking about the relation between you and the object we're describing. So if I have a favorite jacket, maybe it's my favorite jacket because it was the one I was wearing when I did the biggest flip I've ever done, when I traveled to this country or this city, or maybe when I faced my greatest fear. These articles, these items carry with them the same weight that you do as an individual. The difference is you hold it internally. Wounds heal, thoughts heal, but the article will always hold it. Since threads don't necessarily heal, rubber doesn't heal. All of those experiences accumulate in that object that you used and you took with you on that journey. Why am I saying all this? We tend to be pretty wasteful with our stuff. Rather than going out and buying a new kendama or a new jacket or a new shirt or new jeans, fix the ones you have. Obviously, there needs to be a balance to this. If your pants have a giant hole where they don't cover your legs, or oh, wait, let's try another one. If your jacket has a giant hole that doesn't protect your arms or shoulders, and the whole point of it is to keep you warm, and it's beyond the means of repair, then maybe it's time to get a new jacket. There is something to be said, especially when it comes to clothing. They affect the way we feel about ourselves. So you want to be wearing something that you feel good wearing, but you also don't need 100 different versions of the same jacket. Maybe just a couple for different circumstances. Over the years, just mend them and put them back together. One of the greatest lessons I learned from this was that I have a relationship with my own physical body. It needs sleep, it needs food, it needs water. And if I don't serve it with those things, then it won't function optimally and it won't serve me, my brain, as much as I'd like. My very perception of the world is affected by the nutrients that I put in my body, the amount of care I give it. So fix it. Those scars that you accumulate are tokens of your experiences, your challenges, your struggles, your journey. They are reminders of what you've been through and the work you've put in. And remember, scars are not a blemish upon you. They actually give character to your person. Because at the end of the day, we all struggle and we all suffer. And you should give yourself credit for the challenges that you overcome. None of us get out of this alive. No one gets through any challenge unscathed.